Alright, so we'll assume you managed to successfully upload all the PHP files, which I've done here, into a separate folder so I can keep track of where I am. The other thing that I've done as well over here in the header is I said call this header. Well, that's not quite right. You should call it the name of the actual site. So I've changed this, saved it and uploaded it, and that's why it now looks like that. Icons we'll talk about later. Okay, so we upload successfully, and that's what the header file looks like, and everything should be working fine. You should be able to check them all out and make sure they're all working. Alright, now let's promise we're going to work on the footer file. It looks like that. We're going to make it look like that. So that bit's the same. We're going to add that there. So have a look at it. It's actually going to be a link to Twitter and Facebook. You're going to need to find a Twitter image and a Facebook image, which is, there's hundreds of them if you go to Google, and you're going to add this class here. You can please yourself if you use those, and that's what it's going to look like. So have a look at it, make sure you get the code spot on. You need to go and get 2 of these. They need to be resized to 40 by 40, so they're not big. 40 by 40 is a good size for these, and then upload them into the image file, and if it all works you should be right. Now the other thing you need to do is you need to add this to your style library. Your style library looks like this at the moment, so you need to put that in. Let's have a bit of a look at that. I'll just put some. So this, if you go back up here and have a look at how ANA hover works, this is much the same, except it's putting a border around it, and it's also adding this stuff here. This stuff is trying to it recognises which browser is being used, and so if it's a Mozilla Firefox, it looks at that line, and I think this one's Chrome. I'm not sure about Internet Explorer. I think you can do other things with Explorer. I don't want to know about that at the moment, so you can go and look that stuff up. So that going into your style library is going to change how this looks. So let's just go there, and let's just take this. I'm taking this from one spot and putting it to where I'm actually doing the work, which is there, and we'll save that as well. And then, having created those 2 or saved those 2 new files, we'll make sure we got them where we want. There they are at the top. That's a good sign. Today's date, and we will send them across. Now the style's been, the footer's been expanded quite a bit, and there's a little bit extra gone into your style library as well. Now the other thing we need to check is this. Do we have a Twitter? And no, we don't. So I just happen to have someone tucked away somewhere down here, I hope, is a Twitter. I hope. Let's see if I've got one here. They're in here somewhere. Maybe if I do them by name. There it was, I just spotted it. So we need a face, and we need a twit. So that's called face and twit, which probably means over here we should rename these in our footer file, or rename the actual PNGs, please yourself. And then we will go back over here, go back to where we were, which was up here, and let's just make sure we're right here. We changed the footer. Yep. So everything's been changed. Let's see if that made an impact or not. It did. And not only that, it's picked up that class. Doesn't look that good, but you get the hang of what's going on here. So gallery, news, links, there's your new footer, and it's doing a bit of a fancy little drop shadow highlight.